Very unlike
Yeah.
me. I think him and I would have probably gotten into it.
Yeah, probably.
It's like,
Yeah.
Well, for me, I mean, it was like church was always hard for me to get into, and the beat itself wasn't hard for me to get into, but just I already had preconceived ideas of what church was like. When I started coming to a church and deciding, okay, I'm going to plant here, game over. This I'm just going to, good or bad, I'm just going to stick it out. It hasn't been as hard as I thought because once I got rid of all of my hangups about it and was willing to be open and actually receive people for who they are instead of trying to be about, well, what am I getting out of it? If they don't like me, then game over. I'm leaving. I was just very like, God, I don't want to be here. If they can't handle me, done. I'm leaving. And instead of being that way, God said to me one word, and He said, "Innesto," and I had to look it up because I don't know what that means. It means it's a Latin word for graft. So if you're willing to let God graft you in among people, even though you're not from the same plant, you become the one singular plant, you become one body. And you have to be willing to let God graft you in. You got to be willing to let Him merge you together despite being different. And I feel like that's what kind of helped me to kind of get over it and just accept people rather than worrying about if they're accepting me.
No, not at all. Like, not at all. Just like I say, like with my testimony, just I pretty much like grew up with like random people that I didn't even know. So it was always weird to be placed in, like a family that I don't even know because it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be with these people forever. If I'm gonna just be with them for like just 2 weeks, 6 months until they find another place for me, and then like on top of it, like I didn't grow up with my family either, so like for me, it was just kind of, it's weird to be placed with like even like a church family, because it's like one, I don't even know these people. Two, I don't know like if they want something from me or if they're expecting something from me, and so I have to kind of keep my guard up and watch people, because I've had people hurt me, I've had people lie to me, I've had people do all kinds of crazy things, but now, like, with all the churches I've been to, I think this is probably like one of the best churches and best, and it's not even a church. I'd say more like family. It's that family that I've always been seeking and wanting. Like I'm almost 31 years old, and it's like finally like God placed me into a family that He knew that would be best for me and that would help me grow strong, and be an independent man and love me and care for me, but also for me to do the same for other people as well too. So
I've always been a people person. I've always been able to communicate and talk with people, but the agendas were different. It was what can I gain from this relationship? What can I get over you? And how many footprints can I leave on your back? I would be able to talk to anybody and be a part of any circle as a chameleon, but it was never out of love. I enjoy being at this church right now, and I really think that we have the wrong slogan. I think Planet Fitness took our slogan because we should be the judgment free zone instead of the gym. But I mean, that's how I feel when I come here. I've been to a couple other churches on my journey, and everything felt judgmental as soon as you walked in the door. And I appreciated the fact that this was really a judge free zone. Nobody judged you as you came in, and nobody looked at you as why are they here? They're going to ruin the church, or oh, these people have money, they're going to bring money into the church. So, getting along with a group of people that were judgment free is a lot easier. And now that I have the love of God, it made it a little bit easier too.
That's funny that he says that because I know that I remember talking to Kyle and Jenna Bartels months ago and saying that like how much I love the church because I was like they really just are unimpressed with whatever you bring in and they started laughing like what do you mean like we're just unimpressed with people. I'm like because with Jared and I with our backgrounds and especially if I tell people straight up like oh I've been a witch like people at churches they either go one way or the other. It's either like oh wow like this is a hot commodity like we need to really like advertise that we are like bringing witches into this church and they're converting into Jesus or they have to like make it into like a weird voodoo thing like I just brought in the devil into the church it's like it's one way or the other. There's really no like okay you're just a girl and you're in our church, you know, welcome. That was never a thing before until now.